All right, so this is another recent cyber attack that was reported on Rockstar Games. They are one of the most prominent game studios, and they are responsible for games like Grand Theft Auto and many others. So we'll talk about what happened and what they could have done to prevent it. Basically, what happened was that most of these organizations, they have internal communication tools like Slack or Discord or even email, and obviously people who are working inside the organization, they collaborate, share files, share messages, updates with each other. And what happened was somebody from the outside, they figured out a way to infiltrate this communication channel and then stole a bunch of internal documents, videos, and whatnot, and then made it public. They just basically posted it on social media. So the idea here is that we are all working in a very dynamic environment these days. Hybrid work is here to stay. We are working from home, working from the airports, from coffee shops, and the IT administrators or security experts, we have to take into account all this added complexity. How do you secure your internal network even when your employees are working outside of your network? So some basic things that come to mind that surprisingly enough not many people implement, although Rockstar Games is a very mature organization, so they have obviously the basic fundamental security infrastructure in place. But in most companies, what I have seen is they don't even have basic stuff like firewalls. Even if they have a firewall, they haven't updated their firmware in a long time. They don't have specific rules for intrusion detection or even authorization for specific pieces of data. So if a piece of data is recognized as high risk for your customers, for your organization, there needs to be in place authentication and authorization rules so that only people with the privileges to access that data can get access to that data. So these are some basic things that you can do. Above and beyond, you could go more stringent, like you can actually run security scans in your network. You can actually run penetration testing to actually simulate an attack and see how far you can get. So these are some really advanced cybersecurity techniques that a lot of people implement. And then further down the road, even after all of these measures, there may be an attack, there may be a security breach, just like in this case with Rockstar Games. Because it is such a mature organization, they must have a lot of these, they already have a lot of these measures already in place, but yet there was a breach that happened. So in these cases, there are things like encryption, there are things like DRM policies that can be implemented, where even if the data is stolen, it is rendered useless through the use of encryption, through the use of other algorithms that can actually protect the data, so that even if somebody steals the data, it doesn't fall into the wrong hands and it is not used for nefarious purposes. So cybersecurity is a very complex field, it's a very vast field, and the thing is that we should not shy away from that complexity. When we leave our homes, we actually use lock and key, and irrespective of how complex the internal mechanism of that lock is, but we never forget to use the key, because that's our safety. We buy insurance, we lock our cars. That's all part and parcel of our lives, and security doesn't just stop there, because we are living digital lives now. So I really highly recommend you get somewhat educated with the basics of cybersecurity and take some measures to secure your home network, your organization, and your enterprise. So once again, as I said, if you need any help in any of these areas, get in touch with my team and we'll be able to help you out.